Good morning. How is everybody today? I'm Nicole Trom with Nicole Trom Yoga, and we are going to do our little breathe with me exercise today. So thank you for joining. If you're watching, you can post in the comments how your weekend was. Happy Father's Day to all the dads that are watching. Hi, Mandy. Happy Father's Day to those dads that are watching, but also happy Father's Day to those single moms too, right? We got to shout them out. So what I have today is we are going to talk about getting more comfortable in our body and in our mind. And I think that's a really good topic for a lot of us, because even though we've been moving through this quarantine and I feel like there needs to be a bigger word even for what we've been moving through. But as we've been moving through these last few months, getting comfortable in our bodies and our minds is something I think that's like an everyday issue. At least it is for me, right? Some days I feel just horrible in my body. Other days I just feel horrible in my mind. Some days it's like a double whammy and I feel horrible in both. And I know I'm not the only one. I've spoken to a lot of you. And there are things that we can do physically that help us to get into our bodies and our minds. So what we'll do is we're going to work on that. If you're coming on, say hi. If you're watching the replay, do hashtag replay. I'm going to share this right now and then we'll get right into it. So let me know what you're thinking on this, right? Have you been feeling uncomfortable maybe in your body or in your mind since quarantine has started? You can post in the comments. Trust me, you are not the only one, okay? There's a lot of people that I've talked to about this. And it's kind of this ongoing struggle, right? Of allowing ourselves to really find that balance. So don't worry, I'm going to give you some tips on how to work that today. And now we will get started. Okay, post. All right. Hey, Jen. How are you guys this morning? All right. So what I wanted to go over was this idea that we have our physical body, right? We have this sort of visceral body where we feel like aches and pains and things, and we can feel maybe more like physically comfortable. And then we've got this sort of mental or esoteric, like this more like cerebral part of our body. And physically, right, in the sense of like, where does that reside? Usually the physical part of our body, we reside like in our hips and in our seat. And that's why they say, get comfortable in your seat kind of thing, right? And then we've got this upper part of our body, this brain part of our body, that's a little bit more expansive. It's a little bit more like out there even. So we allow ourselves to kind of find this and explore it. And in between that heaviness of the hips and the lower body and the lightness of the upper body, we've got this place of the heart. And in our mindful practices, that practice is to kind of bridge the gap, right? To bring the more intellectual down and bring the more physical up and kind of meet in the middle. And some days maybe we're residing more up here and some days we're residing more down here, but we want to be more aware of those things and aware of why we're feeling like that and how do we balance it out. So a couple of things that we can do are really easy movements, but they will allow us to really feel that softening, that releasing. What happens a lot of times when we're physically tight in our bodies, because we're holding unconsciously, right? We're not thinking about it, our body's thinking about it, so it's holding on. And then what happens is things start to tighten and we just start to adapt with it, right? That's why when you see, you can see, I mean, I see it in people all the time. I think of it in like the most extreme of situations, right? Where I'm at Publix and I see that little old man, kind of crumbled forward because he hasn't been able to stretch and open. And part of that is physical, right? But part of that might be emotional too. So allowing ourselves to kind of find that opening. So let's start by sitting up nice and tall and just taking a couple deep breaths in and noticing the quality of your breath this morning. So inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And just kind of notice. Our breath is this great regulator. It can make us jump to action. It can make us feel like really fired up really quick. But over time, if we continue with that like kind of feeling, right, it starts to tax us. And in that same way, when we take a deeper breath and we start to allow ourselves to really settle down, we can feel our bodies and our minds start to relax. So it goes both ways. So just take a moment to acknowledge and observe your breath. Noticing your inhale and your exhale here. Letting yourself fill up with breath. And then softening as you empty out the breath. Good, just big long breaths here. You might notice in the beginning that those breaths are short, but as we continue on, they start to deepen. Nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. Good. And let's take a little side body stretch here. So take your right hand down to the side of your chair or to your arm of your chair and just stretch your left arm up. You can do this standing too. Roll your shoulder back. Start to open up the side body here. Press down through your left hip. Good. Take another deep breath. That's it. Good. And then come on out and bring your left arm down. Reach your right arm up. Press down with your right hip, with your right seat. Shoulder back, head back, just breathing nice and deep. Good. And then come on back through center. We'll go up and over to the first side again. So reaching up and over to the right. And we know that moving our bodies makes us feel a little more comfortable, right? Why do you see people out there running, right? Why do you see people at the gym? Why do I go to the gym? I go to the gym because it makes me feel like mentally and physically so much better, right? So we know that there's benefit to it. And certain ways that we move our body even benefit us even more. Good, last breath here. And then come on out and then just turn your head a few times side to side. Good. Make sure that the sides of your neck are just starting to warm up a little. Good. And then let's bring our arms out wide and stretch too. So bringing your elbows back, bringing your wrists back. As you do this, see if you can just pull your belly and your front ribs in a little, feeling that stretching happening. Good. And then we'll come back through center, and now we're going to come in and we're going to do this movement, this twist that's going to help us to connect the upper body and the lower body. And what that does is it helps to release our nervous system, to relax it a little. So you might even feel the first 2 rounds that we do this, that it's kind of tight. So know that you don't have to twist all the way, know that you can have some space, but know that this is part of that practice of releasing. And this is a great tool. This is something really great to do even as you pause, like in the middle of your day. Maybe you're sitting at your desk and you're taking a break. Just come in, do a little bit of movement, and then do these twists and see if it helps you to feel more comfortable. So what we'll do is we'll come in and we'll do it as a roll. I call it a rolling twist. So we'll just move with our breath and then we'll hold it. Okay, so we're going to inhale the arms up, reaching up nice and tall, and then exhale and twist to your right. So you can hold on to the side of the chair. Inhale, sitting up tall, and then exhale, twisting to your left. Try and keep your feet on the floor for this. Inhale and exhale, twist to the right. Good. And then inhale up through center. Exhale, twist to your left. And it's okay if you're feeling tight here. We're going to do it one more time before we hold it. Inhaling up, exhaling to your right. And then inhaling up here, exhale to your left. Good. Now we're going to come up. Big inhale. And exhale, twist to your right and hold it there. So hold on to the side of your chair. Let the shoulders drop away from your ears as you turn, as you breathe. Press down through your feet. That's it. And you guys can look over towards your right shoulder. I don't like to not look at the camera. Right? And just breathe here. So looking towards that shoulder, lengthening up through your spine. Good, and you may feel this stretch right in here. So we've got this really kind of cranky muscle called the psoas, and it moves from the front of the body to the back. Connects the upper and the lower. Good, and then as you come back through center, inhale your arms up. Exhale over to your left now. So dropping the shoulders, turning your head, lengthening, pressing down through your feet. You're going to look towards your left shoulder, so over towards the back of the room here. Keep breathing here as you lengthen and just kind of notice the difference. That's it. Maybe you notice a difference from the first side to this one. Good, one more deep breath. Awesome. And then big inhale here as you lengthen. Exhale back to the right. So we're going to hold it here again. This will be our last round. Just sitting up tall, lengthening, turning your head side to side. That's it. And if you want, this time you can turn your head to the left and just look over your left shoulder and breathe. Take another deep breath here. That's it. Good. And then inhale back up through center. We'll exhale over to the left this time. Sit up tall. Lengthen through your spine. Turn your head side to side a few times. Try and keep your chin parallel with the floor. That's it, good. And now keep your head turning over towards your right shoulder and just sit up, lengthen, breathe. Let yourself feel here. That's it. And then we'll come back through center. Just big inhale here. You can exhale, hook your thumbs, and just lean side to side. And check in. Notice how you're feeling. Maybe you feel a little bit more present. Your arms out, stretch. Maybe you feel a little bit more physically present. Check in with the quality of your breath now as you come back, and notice your inhale and your exhale. So come back and take a comfortable seat, whatever that is for you. That's it. And then just take a couple rounds of breath. So I do like to make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall, so you can always kind of pull the flesh out from underneath you, and then sit back, either leaning back into your chair or into the wall. If you're on the floor, come up towards the wall. And just feel that support behind you now as you let your hips release. And check in with your breath now as you inhale. Take a nice big inhale all the way down to your belly. And then exhale, empty it all the way out. You can inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Inhaling and exhaling. One more round. And then come back to a more natural breath. With your eyes closed, turn your palms to face up. Let them rest on your thighs or on your lap, and let your shoulders come onto your back. As you come back to that more natural breath, just notice your body starting to relax. Yes, you're going to notice physical sensations. Maybe you're going to notice what's tight or what's sore this morning. You can bring your breath there. And yes, you're going to notice all the thoughts, like what are the things I have to do? What time does my kid have to be at camp? All those things, right? Acknowledge them, but then go back to your breath. Big inhale and big exhale. Relaxing your shoulders. Moving your ears back. Giving yourself a chance to get more comfortable in your body, more comfortable in your breath, more comfortable in your mind. Just breathing. Nice full inhale, nice full exhale. The more we practice this, the more we move ourselves, the more we allow ourselves to find that place, that balance place, maybe that place of your heart. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. Good. And then as you come back to the present moment, you can blink your eyes open. You can stretch out your arms. Maybe even bow forward here and reach towards your ankles and stretch. Good, and then roll yourself all the way back up. Good, bring your hands back in front of your heart. So we honor this practice and know that it is a practice, right? Some days it's gonna feel spectacular and some days it's gonna feel like work. But know that when you come back, when you bring yourself in and just try and breathe, it does make a difference. So thank you so much for watching. You can find me at NicoleTromYoga.com or Om at Home with Nicole on Facebook. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in class. I have class tonight, Monday evening, 7 p.m. And that is a restore class. Really super chill, really awesome. So let me bow to you. Namaste. Thank you again for watching. This has been Nicole Trom with Nicole Trom Yoga. Thanks again. Bye.